Good afternoon everybody, this is Computer Man speaking and you're watching the Computer Man channel. Today we're doing a video on Doom on the PSX, and as you can see I'm using RetroArch to run it. I've set it to default settings so it runs exactly like it would on the PlayStation. As you can see down the bottom, I'm just scanning some main ROMs, so I apologise if that causes distraction. There's the Williams title screen. Many of the retro community will know Williams. Alright, just wait for it to load. And here we go. Here's the amazing title screen with the amazing title music. That's written by Aubrey Hodges using the PSX SPU. So that's the sound chip. This music that you can hear right now is actually being played on CD audio. There's two parts to the game. The Club Doom secret level has CD audio on it too. I'll just let you listen to this for a little bit. And here we go. Right, let's check the options first because I can't remember the buttons. Triangle, circle, got that. And Ultimate Doom, I think. Right, this is a port of Doom 1 and Doom 2. This is the first level from Doom. As you can see, the original PC version. So it starts off the same. It uses a modified version of the Doom engine. Features 28 levels from Ultimate Doom, 23 from Doom 2, and 7 original levels. The multiplayer mode is through console link. There's no split screen. So in 1996, if you wanted to play with your friend across multiplayer, you'd have to ring him up, ask his mum if she'd be kind enough to stick the TV in the back of the Volvo, and then drive him around to your house and then set it up. Now, back then, that might sound like a lot of hard work now, but back then doing that was just so awesome that, like, you'd literally, you know, some people would like stick the TV on the back of their back and walk across the local area to get to here to do it. It was that, you know, people thought it was that cool. The renderer uses the PlayStation's 3D hardware. There's enhancements to the game such as higher colour depth, alpha blending, animated skies, and colorized sectors. So the PC version back then didn't have any of those things. It does not render double wide pixels unlike the Jaguar version, and keeps full horizontal resolution. So certain versions like the Jaguar, they couldn't render, you know, the full horizontal resolution of the original, but the PSX version can. There's no episodes like the PC version. All levels are one continuous episode. So it's split into two halves, the game, basically. You've got Ultimate Doom and Doom 2 just splitting, you know, and then you've got little secret levels, other levels that are added that are not in the PC version. The graphics, the textures and monsters, the types per map is lower than the PC version, and that's down to limited VRAM. There is a little bit of slowdown, especially on harder levels with more enemies. The frame rate's higher than other console versions though, so obviously the SNES, JAG, 3DO, and all the other versions, they didn't come close to the frame rate of the PlayStation 1. The gameplay, texture and map changes from the Atari version have been retained for the original Doom maps, so levels like Die Flesh Consumed weren't changed as much. Some of the larger maps though were actually cut from the game. Many animations had frames cut, so the rocket launcher firing seemed a bit choppier. When the rockets fly through the sky, doesn't look as smooth on the PSX, but like I said, back then it wasn't that. People weren't that bothered about stuff like that. The sound, the effects are different from the PC, which I didn't know. I couldn't tell the difference, to be honest. They were later reused again in Doom 64, and the SPU's features like reverb, delay, real-time delay and reverb, they were used in closed. It's like the best example I've got of the SPU's reverb effects is, say, like Wipeout, where you go through a tunnel and you can hear, you know, the music bouncing off the walls and the sound of the engine bouncing off the walls. That's when it's used, and they've done the same in Doom. So in closed areas, it uses the SPU's reverberation. Again, weapon sprites reduced in size to accommodate the limits in VRAM. The game runs at 30 frames, well, targets 30 frames per second, and it averages at about 25, but sometimes it does drop down to single. I've not seen it do that much, but apparently it does. The PC version back then targeted 35 Hz, so 35 FPS, but as many people know who were around back then, DOS machines at the time, they weren't the best. They were mainly used for work. They didn't have hardware acceleration or the kind of 3D capabilities that the PlayStation had at the time, until around sort of 1997 when 3DFX came around, and then PowerVR. That's when it all changed. But yeah, you weren't guaranteed to get 35 frames per second out of a PC. So, and there's no nightmare skill level on this game. As you can see, I set it to hurt me plenty. I'm not sure what the maximum level of difficulty is. I couldn't tell you that, but it'll be sort of equivalent, I'd say. And that's it mainly. I think the PlayStation version's a great game. I have fun playing it. It's actually pretty decent to play with a gamepad. You'd think it wasn't, but it is. And yeah, I highly rate it. And if you haven't played it, you need to play it. Either get it on emulation, or, you know, if you've got an original PlayStation, definitely buy it. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video, and subscribe to the channel and like and all that stuff, bell notifications and all that jazz, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.